young person. Barack Obama experimented with India. It's online. You see it on LinkedIn. You see it on Wikipedia. It's not secret. He experimented with it. But the difference between Barack Obama today, who later became the president of America at the age of 47, is the country in which he was born on, and the people who handled him. Why the people did not use his error to judge his effort. They used his effort to judge his error. They saw in that young person experimenting with India the next a president of America. They saw a future more glorious than them damaging him, right? But in Nigeria, that's what we do. Or in Africa, or even today across the world, once somebody does something that appears to be wrong, we crucify the person. We don't give the person a second chance. And I don't think life should be like that. Now that's on one, and that's the first point I was making. Now the second point is this. When you look at that video, the first video, now let's even forget about the second video. Even if the second video never surfaced, in the first video, you can move away from somebody without pushing the person. This lecturer pushed this girl, shoved her forward. That's what he did. Now, by the law of the university, you are supposed to touch a student because you want to talk to the student. Why would you push the student in the first instance? Even if the first video never surfaced, what the lecturer did here is completely wrong. And you see the reaction of the girl. She's saying, why would he touch me? That's what the girl is talking about here. Now, before we now saw the second video that I saw this. So I think for me, we need to interrogate that and begin to ask critical questions. Did the university see the full picture? Or did they respond to social media and the so-called public outcry to make out so-called what they call discipline to this young lady?
Okay, I mean, there's just a lot in this conversation. I hear you and I hear our cultural and our cultural biases playing out here. Because you see, this thing about shoving her, two grown men were in my office yesterday arguing on this matter. That is not a normal thing that when we were in school, our lectures, you dare not, it's like, you were meant to revere older people. So even if the man is not even a lecturer, did she not see that he was older than her? So I see a lot of cultural play here. I see a lot of, patriarchal play here. I just see a lot of that happening. But, when you hear people make those kinds of arguments about how when we were growing up, our lectures and all of that, does that not tell us that there's a bigger problem? Because it seems like people are not waking up to the reality of where we are today, how the world has evolved, how the world has changed. Or am I wrong to conclude that?
We have no right to touch anybody. This is a university community, right? He could only get away with that in Nigeria. That's the problem. He couldn't try that even in the Republic of Benin or in Ghana or in countries where they hold their higher institutions in high esteem. They know what higher institutions for what they are. It is important to note that the word university is the same word for Catholicism, universality. In that same university, you have people pursuing first degree, second degree, PhD. So if that girl was a PhD student or a master's degree student, is that how he's going to show the girl aside? If the other girl was a boy, a guy, healthy, broad-chested, is he going to try it? So the point is this: you have to see what is going on here. need to show her, you don't need to touch her. That touching in itself was the first level of contact that is wrong. You know the unfortunate thing, in all the people that analyzed this thing, apart from what you said now, that you mentioned it, nobody saw that was wrong. Now, number two, let's speak to the new video that has come out. You know, do you know why I keep saying the girl is innocent? I'm not validating her action. According to the law, she's innocent of the proven guilt. She has not been tried before any court. A UNICEF Senate said they have met, and within a short time, they've expelled her, right? But, you know, that's the way we do stuff in Africa. That is the way we do things in Nigeria. Now, so let's take this new video that emerged. This lecturer was seen holding on this girl. And there's another voice note that the girl has said. It was when he held on to her, demanding for a phone, and she refused to make that phone available, that she had to fight for herself. There's a voice note that is circulating that she has sent out. Now, that is one. Number two, now let's assume without conceding that the lecturer asked her to bring her phone, and she refuses to bring the phone. Why should the lecturer go physical? People have matriculation number.
Yes, so people have argued that because it's a huge university, it's not like a secondary school, that usually what lecturers used to do, I mean, that's what those two grown men were arguing, that they will hold you. They will hold you until the school security comes so that you do not run away. Because when you leave, there's no means of the person identifying you. It's not like it's a small secondary school that you can easily maybe go back to trace the person. You don't know what department the person is coming from and all of that. So that was why he held on to her. But my question was, if you needed to hold on to her, why didn't you hold her hand? Because I mean, she's a very blessed girl. If you look at her, she has breasts, right? Why didn't you hold her hand? Why were you holding on to her dress, her chest, almost like trying to strip her naked? So for me, that then justified why she tried to also take herself off your grip to the point of even biting you.
So can I tell you, do you know why that holding of hand is wrong? What if you are dealing with a hefty person, that even your one hand cannot go around his waist? What are you going to do? That cannot be the right thing to do. There must be ways to identify people. Now, if you are in the faculty may have security people, right, who witness that. Now, what you need to do, that is why we can't go universities as well run a primitive organization. There should be that kind of lecturer, there should be a way, there should be a phone that you can call, a line you can call of the security in the university, describe to them where you are, for them to meet you there, and, you know, pick up this person if it is necessary, right? All you need is the identification of the student so that you can report the student to their public quarters. This idea of holding people is limited. So if you hold somebody who is bigger, if you hold somebody who has the capacity to withdraw himself from you and run away, what are you going to do? So the idea of holding people cannot be a valid argument. It can only make sense if you are dealing with a bigger person like this girl now. So you can hold her. But as you said, he did not even hold her in the hand. Let's not assume without conceding that it is right to hold somebody in the hand. He did not hold her in the hand. He's holding her in the chest, in a private part, in part of her private part. That's where the man was holding. And this man has been eulogized, painted as a saint, as the one who, and by that I'm not saying we should condemn it. What I'm saying is that what we have seen has shown me three things. Number one, our universities are still very primitive. Number two, those who call themselves truth tellers, those who call themselves crusaders, only dance to the tune of what is popular. Now, number three, it is that this is not how to build an egalitarian society. Now, you are the only one now speaking about this issue after the fact, after we have seen the second video. You are the only one. Now, this second video has not enjoyed the
amount of attention.
you live in a class house, you don't throw stones. Why will you show her inconsistency? Why will you touch her?
Okay.
So they are now blaming, the lecturer is supposed to know better. Is that also? He's a doctor, experienced lecturer. So who are we, to whom much is given, much is expected? Who are we supposed to go to higher moral
Standing.
responsibility
Okay.
or standing?
Someone is not agreeing with you on YouTube, but you know what? Let's go on the very, like, we'll just go out and come back. Let's take a break. I want to open the phone
two is the fact that what has happened is a reflection of our society. This domineering culture that once you are just a young person and we can tread rough of discipline and we keep that somebody has offered that girl a scholarship outside Nigeria. I don't know how far that is going, but that does not change the fact that she has put in 3 years in UNICEF. Right now, I am going to be speaking to a couple of people on this matter. What can we do if the young listener, can we let her see what her rights are? If she's ready to do that, we give her all this and fight this.
Absolutely. Let me take Taiwo. I believe he's calling us from Lagos.
So my name is Engineer Tayo from Lagos. Yeah, so what I want to say is that the lecturer, when you look at it, is very well.
You need to keep talking. Stop listening to yourself. Go ahead, please.
Okay, so what I was saying is that as a man, we all watch football, and in many cases, there are things that happen in football that you have to watch the video over and over again to be able to ascertain what actually transpired. So, hello?
Okay, we'll have to let you go, Taiwo, because the time is running. But Taiwo, I mean, I think I hear what he's trying to say. Go back to the forensics, go back to the forensics and all of that. Someone says he was in the wrong to touch her. Her reaction was very aggressive. She needs to avoid such reactions because if she was in the street and the other person was ignorant, we could be seeing a criminal case. Okay. I believe, see, what that caller, the first caller said, like, if it was a different setting, maybe he would not have touched her. He would have just said, excuse me. I think it is the mindset, and I like where your direction of thought was going. How we make children feel like they're subservient because they're children. Please go ahead and help me wrap up that thought.
Well, so what I'm saying is that I'm continuing to say, the last time I was a student physically,
Yes.
I would say that we have to de-emphasize this thing we call child discipline. We must embrace the culture of discipline because our children are either beneficiaries or casualties of our example. It is the same thing that is still reigning now. So you can find those who fight for women, the right of women. You can find those, see those who fight against domestic violence. They are not able to see the oppression perpetrated, on that video that we saw, allegedly perpetrated by the lecturer, shoving that girl aside. So they are not able to see because in their commitment to women, right? Higher commitment is to a culture that puts young people down. So if she was a grown woman that was done to in a workplace, a boss has shoved a staff aside. Those who fight for violence against women, you will see them in the forefront. But because this one is a young person deserves to be shoved aside, so deserves to be oppressed. You won't find those in the forefront of women rights, youth rights, speaking to this. That is how endemic these things are. And so we need to continue to take another look. We need to insist, as I said, I am going to see what we can do on our side to reach out.
We have to
and
try.
see the possibility.
Yeah.
And
We have
see
to
the
try. But
possibility.
things have to change.
No, because
Taiwo,
again,
there's something quickly I wanted to touch on, right? See, Akpabio, what is going on in the Senate, right? Because this is the mindset I think a lot of times that we ignore. It starts from the lecturer student, it then goes on to where a woman in her right, is being shut down because, it seems like, you are a lesser gender. It's something tricky. Somebody says Akpabio is the worst Senate
seated. Please be seated.
Why are you going to different countries? What happened? She's owing me. She's owing me. Yes, for over, it's almost a year now. So they give me quick notice where I'm staying. I stays in Showglass. So I carry notice where I'm staying. I stays in Showglass. So I carry my goods there and gave to her to help me the and gave to her to help me it will be rising. It will be rising. She has not sell. If I go, she will tell me the battery. She has not sell. If I go, she will tell me the battery. It's on, and I'm not the owner.
5,000 naira.
500,000, I mean to say. And I am not the owner because importers will give me. I will sell off and I will
Give them their money.
give them their
take your
money and
profit.
carry another one. So I was begging her to give me the money. She will be telling me she has not sell it. Sometimes I will go, she will say, give me the money. She will be telling me she has not sell it. Sometimes I will go, she will say, later.
When you go,
Batteries with her, the goods that she's selling. They scatter the place where she stay. So now if I go, I'll be calling her. My guys I will sell it before I now carried her to this place. My guys I will sell it before I now carried her to this place.
so when did this happen? Last year?
Yes, ma. Last year between
So when did this happen? Last year?
yes, ma. Last year between February. It is very giving me that. It is very giving me that battery. So leave on my shoe.
The place, because of the battery. Come and pick the batteries at that time. You do it for
I'm not giving her something.
no one. Say, look at something now.
Now, if you want to give me to man, in case of future.
How much hand over the rest? Doing you the rest. Doing you realize the same possession. Realize the same possession. You are winner. Will you be some? You are winner. Will you be some?
Land from my hand. I'm going to land from my hand. I'm going to give to pay for her.
Pardon?
Pay for her.
Pardon? We are three of siblings now to help you out. Since you did know it's your mother, siblings now to help you out. Since you did know it's your mother that you used the money for our welfare at that time. Now you are happy.
Husband died. What I can do.
If you wanted to the market, you wanted to the market daily basis and the
It's how
when did you separate?
the only one for you. When the something want to start, this boy will not play for you. When the something want to start, this boy will not play. I'm the one that yes. You don't tell the boy's medical bill is the problem. The up and down. First of all, the drugs I'm buying for that boy every week is 5,000 pills or close to 5,000. I wanted to pay him, but the something is giving me sign that it wants to happen. Even as since I've been here, I've been praying that it should happen before I reach home. It stays and that's every week. That thing was happening every week. 2 weeks. If it gets to 2 weeks, that means that it took a little bit long. It happens every week. So the drug the school is going to just let him just go to school. He's supposed to be in SS2, but he's in TS3 now. Because every week he can go to school 2 times, 3 times. Highest, Monday to Thursday or Friday. He's not consistent.
attendance includes.
Yeah.
The irony of history remains.
Hello and welcome. I'm Emmanuel Ulubu, and this is a news update. Nigeria's former head of state, Ibrahim Babangida, has admitted that Moshood Kashimawo Lawali won the 1993 presidential election. This revelation was made in Babangida's memoir, Journey in Service, an autobiography of Ibrahim Babangida. President Bola Tinubu praised Babangida for his contributions to the national building and also progressive revolution, and he annulled the election 32 years later to protect the country's interests. So Babangida shook President Tinubu at the end of the remark.
Whatever might have happened, the hallmark of the truth from our dear leader, father, uncle, General Ibrahim Babangida. Without you, people like me, I won't be in politics.
Ghana's former President Nana Akufo-Addo has urged the African nations to cooperate and also not rely on foreign aid for survival. He emphasized the importance of self-sufficiency and the need for African countries to manufacture their own vaccines. Akufo-Addo also highlighted the pandemic's lessons on infrastructure deficiency and the need for global leaders to acknowledge the urgency of health sector issues. The pandemic has now also enabled governments to build hospitals for citizens.
Cannot forego the chance of this prestigious platform to mount an important hobby horse of mine. And that is the appeal I've made before in this great country, to the political and economic elite of the Federal Republic, to take aggressively the leadership of West Africa and Africa's efforts to unite our nations and economies.
The former Vice President Yemi Osinbajo confirmed that MKO Abiola won at the June 12 election, with Abiola receiving 80,120,720 votes against Tofa's 5,848,247. He secured 1/3 of the vote in 20th states, including Abuja. The event was chaired by Olusegun Obasanjo.
It will be good, bad, and ugly. But your duty must be due, and you have done it. Your duty must be due, and you have done your duty. You have not only contributed to history making, you have contributed to documenting history. It is an important part of our nation building to keep accurate records.
He puts the facts out there. He gives his own reasons for the actions that he took, and he admits where he believes he was wrong. He also answers the question whether Abiola actually won the June 12th elections. And I quote him, "Although I am on record to have stated after the elections that Abiola may not have won the elections, upon deeper reflection and a closer examination of all available facts, particularly the detailed election results, which are published as an appendix to this book, there was no doubt that MKO Abiola won the June 12th elections."
America regretted that not in the June 12th poll, but would do it differently if he had to do it again. The book launched featured decorated men like Olusegun Obasanjo, Goodluck Jonathan, Yakubu Gowon, Abdulsalam Abubakar, Atiku Abubakar, Nana Sambo, President Bola Tinubu, the Vice President Kashim Shettima, and billionaire business persons.
The tragic irony of history remains that the administration that devised a near-perfect electoral system and conducted those near-perfect elections could not complete the process. That accident of history is most regrettable. The nation is entitled to expect my impression of regret. As the leader of the military administration, I accept full responsibility for all decisions taken under my watch.
Now, the book launch featured prominent figures such as former President Olusegun Obasanjo, Goodluck Jonathan, Yakubu Gowon, Abdulsalam Abubakar, and former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and Namadi Sambo, which Jonathan praised ex-military President Ibrahim Babangida for his charismatic leadership and contributions to Nigeria's history. Also praised Babangida's significant contributions to infrastructure development and social mobilization, stating that Nigeria's history cannot be complete without his story. Jonathan also praised Babangida's presidential library launch and praised his wisdom and grace. Jonathan, however, praised the ex-military president Babangida for his charismatic leadership and contributions to Nigeria's history. He praised Babangida's significant contributions to infrastructural development and social mobilization, stating Nigeria's history cannot be complete without his story. Jonathan also praised Babangida's presidential library launch and praised his wisdom and also grace. Moving on, former military head of state Ibrahim Babangida resigned after the 1993 presidential election annulment, citing it as an accident of history. The annulment sparked nationwide protests and political unrest, forcing Babangida to resign and a prolonged struggle for democracy before civilian rule returned in 1999. Babangida acknowledged that credible, free and fair elections occurred, but acknowledged that the administration responsible for creating a near-perfect electoral system could not finalize the process. The book also addresses other national controversies, including the 1976 coup attempt and the 1986 letter bomb that killed investigative journalist Dele Giwa. Moving on, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, has visited the front line of Operation Fasanyama in Zamfara State, reaffirming the military's commitment to ending banditry in the northwest region. During his visit to the headquarters of the Joint Task Force Northwest Operation Tafan Yama and 1 Brigade of the Nigerian Army in Gusau, the Zamfara state capital, General Oluyede issued a directive giving troops 1 month to dismantle notorious bandit leaders, including Bello Turji and other criminal kingpins, in a bid to restore peace and stability. Details in this report. This is the first operational visit of Nigeria's Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, to Zamfara State since his appointment on October 30th, 2024. Upon his arrival, he inspected the quarter guard amid tight security and thereafter proceeded to receive an operational briefing from the theater commander, Major General Oluyinka Shoyele. Addressing the troops, the Chief of Army Staff commended their efforts in neutralizing several high-profile bandits and urged them to intensify operations to eradicate the remaining threats. He emphasized that achieving lasting peace in Zamfara and the entire Northwest is crucial for national development.
So I want to appreciate you for what you are doing. I want to tell you that I'm happy the way you are dealing with these criminals out there, all these bandits. But I want to tell you that we need to do more. Yes, sir. We need to kill all of them. Yes, sir. So that they will leave this place for us, so that we can have peace. So that we can go back to our families. Yes, sir. So that we can make Nigeria better. Yes, sir. So that all these resources we are wasting on buying vehicles, buying MRAP, we'll use it for the betterment of the soldiers. Yes, sir. Do you understand? Yes, sir. So are you promising me that you're going to kill them all? Yes, sir. We are there. Let's go there. It's a promise. Yes, sir. And you must keep that promise. Yes, sir. Now,
as part of the visit, the troops showcased their combat readiness and operational preparedness, demonstrating various tactical maneuvers designed to neutralize terrorist threats. Their show of strength reaffirmed the Army's determination to end the reign of terror in Zamfara and other northwestern states. Speaking to newsmen, Lieutenant General Oluyede admitted that there were some challenges the troops faced in the theater of operation. However, expressed optimism that they would surmount them. Oluyede also called on Nigerians to cooperate with the Army and other security agencies by availing troops of timely information.
You all agree with me that in the last 2 or 3 months, the Lakurawas in the last 3 months,
bringing together entrepreneurs, bringing together
stage for a day packed with insightful discussions.
Ecosystem.
MasterCard for West Africa delivery.
In different regulatory.
Khalil Solar, the critical.
Solar energy is growing. It's the price is crashing every single day. It's becoming more affordable. But we also need solutions that are tailored.
They're skeptical about change. They're always going to be noise. They're always going to be the bad players and the rest. But what I could tell people is when you hear of something new, the first thing you need to do is to go.
It's almost a rhetorical question from the perspective that
continues to cement its reputation as a cornerstone of Africa's tech ecosystem.